If you're experiencing confusion, but your fruit, obedience, and sensitivity to God keeps increasing, it's not confusion, it's development. In this video, we're going to be talking about the prophetic development model, which will provide you some clarity for your journey. This is different from the formation model that I've talked about in previous videos. This is actually an additional layer. I will talk about that detail in another video, but let's move on. So keep in mind, this isn't about you calling yourself anything. I'm not confirming anyone's identity or calling, but this is about recognizing what God is forming in you. So there are 5 stages to the prophetic development model, and we're going to go through each of them briefly. The very first stage of the prophetic development model is the burden of prayer. In this stage, prophets are burdened with prayer. It is literally what the name means, right? This is something where you are growing in your intimacy with God and your authority. God forms us through intimacy before he gives us visibility. Prayer trains endurance, it trains submission and listening, right? And then the third point I want to add to that is the prophetic person learns to carry weight unseen, okay? So there is no public word without private access. And the second stage is spiritual sensitivity and discernment. So this is when your perceptual skills expand. And once prayer deepens, perception follows. But not just in discerning sin, but we're discerning atmospheres, alignments, gifts, assignments, spiritual tension. All of this becomes noticeable. The key also here is discernment functions before interpretation. So a lot of times you'll feel something, you'll know something, you'll have an understanding, but you don't have not an understanding, you'll have the knowing, but not the understanding of it. So the person will be able to feel it before they can explain it. Now, I've talked about this part in other videos where our nervous system regulation is very, very important for our perceptual understanding and filtering. So if our nervous system is not regulated, it will impact the effectiveness of our perception. Now, to end this stage, keep in mind that it requires humility. Otherwise, discernment and your perception become suspicion. Number 3. Gift activation without mastery. So this stage is like the raw power phase. And I like to think of it as, let's say like Iron Man puts on one of his new suits, right? And it's kind of like the unregulated weapons. Like they're just all working and you don't know, he doesn't know how to activate or turn them off or how to direct them and all of that. So it's kind of like your gifts are working and they're working freely and you have no restraint or no control over them yet. So gifts operate before language exists for them. Power moves faster than wisdom. And in this stage, mistakes are common, not sinful, just immature. So this stage also reveals what kind of giftings are present, where mentorship is missing, and how power behaves without governance. Number 4, this stage is actually the longest, most misunderstood stage because it is restraint and internal governance. I had to pause on restraint. Here, God teaches us timing, silence, stewardship, emotional and spiritual containment. The prophet learns authority is proven by what you do not release. Keywords, not. Many people, unfortunately, never pass this stage and stay volatile. And finally, stage 5, which is precision and authorized release. This is the mature expression. Here, restraint becomes discerned release, not silence. Some characteristics of this stage are a few words, but high impact. You have a clear assignment, a stable identity, and no need to prove your gifting. This stage only activates when restraint is complete. And that is the completion of the prophetic development model. I have many memories of when the Lord activated my gifts and how much of a loose cannon I was and how much I would discern but could not turn it off. And it was just like every atmosphere had more control over me than I did. Those were interesting times, I'll say, but God is faithful. God is faithful, and I am not that person today, praise the Lord, but it is a journey, a development journey, and there's no shame in being where you are in that journey, regardless of timing, regardless of length of service, anything like that. None of that matters. God bless you all. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments.